everyone. Welcome back to Ask Amy. Today is the first day of school, one of my two favorite days of the whole year. The other one is the first day of school in the spring. So it's so exciting. Students are coming in and they're watching the first lessons. They're introducing themselves on the forum and sharing what they've seen already. And I just love it. So if you are thinking about the Little School of Big Change, if you plan to join, please know that enrollment closes this Thursday evening at midnight Eastern Time. And this is the time you get in, you get started right away, and there's some incredible, amazing people from all over the world waiting to be your classmates. So today's question is from Jackie, and Jackie is actually a student who is enrolled in the new course, I'm happy to say. So Jackie says, I stumbled across your website through Facebook and started listening to your podcast and watching your videos. All I can say is, wow, what a concept. What you're saying really resonates with me, so thank you for your work, and I feel that I stumbled across your website by no accident. I've been diagnosed with GAD, generalized anxiety disorder, and I also have OCD tendencies. I've been on antidepressants for 20 years now, and I've tried to wean off with no success. In my last attempt to wean off last year with the help of my physician, I hit rock bottom again after weaning down to almost nothing. Okay, so be it. I need to take a pill to keep me in balance. I'm okay with that, and that's not my problem. What happened though when I hit rock bottom is my question. I was having pretty severe panic attacks and gut-wrenching anxiety. In the midst of one of those episodes, I became aware of how much I was blinking. Then I started worrying that this awareness would never go away, and I would just curl up in a ball and go crazy, which is one of my fears. Well, after telling myself this is crazy and trying to apply logic and tell myself to stop worrying, it's still hanging around. A few times when I really just gave in and said to myself that I just wasn't going to worry about it anymore, it worked, but only for a short time. One caveat from this is that after I started having this symptom, I went to Google, and sure enough, it stated that this is a symptom of OCD. I read further, and it also said that awareness of breathing is also a symptom. Anyway, after getting to a somewhat reasonable place with not worrying about the blinking, my mind told me, what if you also start focusing on your breathing? Sure enough, that's what happened. Is there any advice you can give me to rid myself of these things my mind keeps telling me is going to happen and then acting on them? I'm struggling and trying to keep it together in front of my family and friends. So, Jackie, I so feel for you, and I've been exactly where you are, and many people, anyone who struggled with anxiety knows exactly what you're talking about, where a thought pops into your head, as all thoughts do. They come from who knows where, right? You didn't consciously sit around and start thinking about your blinking or thinking about your breathing. It's like all kinds of thought is flooding us all day long, just moving through us, all of it, from what time is it to it's time for lunch, to what am I going to wear today, to is it raining outside. All of that is in and of itself no different than, am I blinking too much? What if I curl in a ball and go crazy? Now am I breathing too shallowly, or is my breathing weird? Like, I really want you to get a feel for the fact that that's all thought. Now, we don't experience all that in the same way, obviously. For sure we don't, right? Like, so much thought moves through us that does nothing for or to us. We just don't even care about it. It doesn't scare us, it doesn't make us happy. It just moves right through. Some thought we love, right? It's all made of the same thing. It's all thought. But you might have a thought that says, oh wow, it's a really nice day, or oh, I'm really excited for what's coming up later this week, or whatever, and you love that thought. It feels great, and maybe you want to bring it back and think it more, and wonderful. But that's absolutely no different than it's time for lunch, or I think I'm blinking too much. Now, what you're talking about is also thought, also made of the exact same energy. It works in the exact same way as all of that other thought. But it says, oh no, I'm blinking too much. What if this never stops? What if I go crazy? What if I end up curled up in a ball and live there the rest of my life? And we feel that differently. When that seems real and scary, and we forget for a minute, and we all do all the time, that it's something our mind just made up. We don't quite see that. So we're so caught up in it. We're very connected with it. We can't see around it. We sort of lose our grounding and lose our bearings that, oh, okay, this is just stuff my mind says. And next thing you know, you're imagining yourself in that ball going crazy, right? And of course, that feels horrible because we're thinking it in a way as if it's true, as if it's absolutely real and not only thought. So I say all that to remind you and everyone listening that all thought is the same. Now, it doesn't feel the same, it doesn't have the same impact or the same implications, but it is all made of the exact same stuff, energy, and then a story our mind makes up about it. And it all works in the same way, meaning it moves through us, it's brought to life, and then it leaves. And yes, some of it comes back around. It's like it comes in a circle, or it's a circular river instead of a straight river, it feels like. Yes, our brains are habitual machines and they will bring stuff up, especially when we're afraid of it. When we think it's real, when we pull up a seat and we're all paid attention to it and we're all kind of locked into it, it just keeps bringing it up because it thinks, "Hey, this must be important. Look at how much she's thinking about it. She's Googling it. She's dreaming about it. This must be important." So it just brings it up. But even then, it's still energy. It's still thought. It's still no different than what's for lunch. It does not operate in any different way fundamentally. It is not a different thing. It all is self-correcting. It's all in motion. It's all safe. So the more we see about that, which is what you're going to see as you go through the school, the more we just aren't like this anymore. We just become more like this. We're like, okay, there's that, and there's that one, and there's that one, and I know they're all the same. Now, that may not happen for you at the end of this video. It's an exploration. It's something we walk through and we talk about and we look at from all different angles, and you see this in your life in a very real way. But I promise you that as you start to see more and more about that, you will be less afraid of it. It will look less different and special. And as soon as it looks less different and special, it just picks up speed and keeps moving along like all the other thoughts that don't look different or special. This concern you have, this worry about curling up in a ball and going crazy, I've had it. Many people have had it. It's just the thought we have, right? And it's a scary one. That would really suck if that happened. But it doesn't happen for people, Jackie. Like, even if you spent a day, even if you spent a month in a ball in a corner somewhere, you wouldn't be crazy. You'd be caught up in a lot of thought that says, you're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy, and you'd be believing it. But I'm not saying that wouldn't be unpleasant. Like, no one wants that. But the reason I point that out, I want you to see is that you're still not crazy. You're still healthy. You're still sane. You're just caught up in thought that looks real. And that's where we all are very, very often. So this thing about the blinking and then the breathing, I had it around, I won't even say it because it'll put it in your head, but I had it around a bunch of things myself, and I'd have the thought, and then next thing you know, what do you know? There it is. I want you to just see if you can see that. It's not a symptom of OCD, like Google said, in quite the way that makes it sound like OCD's this thing, and here's a symptom of it. It's more that when our mind is racing, which it is when you have something that we can label as OCD or anxiety of any kind, when a mind is busy, it'll pick out anything and obsess about it. So it's not like this blinking thing is special, the breathing thing, again, like it's not special in that way. It's just a reflection of what a really busy mind will do for any of us. Our mind gets really busy and it starts grabbing because it's trying to help you. It wants to find something concrete to think of. It's in a weird way, it's almost comforting for it to find one thing to obsess on. Now, the thing it's obsessing on isn't comforting and fun, but it's almost your mind's way, I think, of kind of trying to slow itself down. Like, okay, we could go crazy here with all kinds of thoughts. Let's find something. So that's just what that is. It's a busy mind. And the thing is, when you ask for kind of advice about how to rid yourself from it, it's not about, okay, let's look at blinking, let's look at thought. In a way, we look at thought, but in a big way, in a way that helps you sort of transcend it and see, like I started this video saying, like, It's all the same. All thought works in the same way. That's the level at which you want to look at thought. But really, what happens is we start to explore who we are beyond thought. We start to see, oh, all this mental, emotional stuff. I don't have to worry about that. What's there beyond it? And then your mind settles down. Then you get relaxed. And when people are relaxed, their mind doesn't pick on something like blinking or breathing and obsess about it. It just doesn't happen when we're relaxed. It happens when our mind is busy. So it's kind of a more meta answer than it may seem. It's like the more we relax into who we are and see who we are beyond our experience, this stuff has a way of just kind of falling away. And that's why I say like habits fall away, anxiety falls away. I know that sounds a little gimmicky and like too good to be true, but it's a really accurate description of how it works, because we don't go in and fight something. We don't go in and rearrange things and fix it and battle it. We just quit looking because we see who we are beyond it. And then those things, they truly do kind of fall away without our attention and fear. So I hope this is helpful, Jackie. And I know that it's just the tip of the iceberg, but you're in a very, very good place starting the course today, and you're going to see so much more about this. And thank you for sending it. I know you sent it a while ago too, so thank you for being patient. I hope it's helpful to others, because again, this has nothing to do with blinking or breathing or anything in particular. It's all of our minds work in the same way. So thanks so much for listening. Check out the school. Enrollment closes this Thursday, October 1st at midnight. And if you have questions, if you've been wondering things, how does it work? What's the setup? Can it help me with whatever XYZ thing? I'm doing a live Q&A session this Wednesday at 3 o'clock Eastern Time here on my Facebook page. So come to that. You can ask any questions you want. We can talk about anything you want regarding how it works or can it help you and all of that good stuff. So I hope to see you there. Thanks so much for listening, and have a great Monday. Bye, everyone.